Alright, I only saw a minute of this and I paused it and then rewound it back to this. This is going to be covering probably the hurricane mostly. But let's start this. Globe.
Beach, North Carolina. Good evening, and we are reporting tonight from Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, as this monster hurricane now closes in. At this hour, Florence is a dangerous category.
So there's a hurricane coming, and they're telling everyone to evacuate, but the media is going to drive to where the hurricane's at, though, first.
3.
That makes sense.
Winds up to 120 miles an hour. And there are a couple of very important factors tonight to bear in mind. First, a remarkable development overnight. The storm track shifting to the south slightly, meaning communities in South Carolina are now preparing for a possible direct hit as well.
Ah, what are the chances of that happening? Probably pretty easy since it's a man-made storm. There's nothing natural about this hurricane, people.
And Georgia now in the threat zone. This stretches all the way north up to Maryland. And here is the other major concern. They expect Florence to
Oh, would you look at that? All over my Facebook feed today. And, you know, people not even saying anything, but there's just little comments in there like, oh, you know, flat earthers are going to say that that's a fake image. You think that's a real image of Earth? You think that's a real image? You don't think that's CGI? I play video games where this doesn't even look as good as the Earth in the video games I play. Yeah, this is CGI. So I'm going to show you this because I saw a preview of what they're going to show later. So, I mean, even the hurricane that CNN is showing on the news from the ISS, it's not real. It's CGI. That's not what a hurricane, that's not what it looks like.
Slow down and grow wider and
look at that. That's not a real image. It's not a real image. Like, this TV is not even in 1080. It's in 720. My other TV is in 1080. But I mean, it's just not a real image.
Here, right off the coast. It is now 500 miles across. Astronauts on...
It's like a computer graphic generated image. Computer graphics generated... I don't know what the fuck.
The space station needed a super wide-angle lens to capture it all. And the hurricane is expected to hover right here, thrashing these...
Looks like another fake photo. Like... See, even when there's a hurricane, they're going to take it as an opportunity to show you that the Earth is a spinning ball.
Communities for...
Look at the curve. You see the curve?
Days. The change in the track tonight has so many families reassessing. I heard from so many of them today who told me that they had no choice now but to get out. And the governor right here in North Carolina tonight is warning disaster is at the doorstep and it's coming in. I want to show you our drone camera overhead.
Is that like a threat?
And tonight, because right here on Wrightsville Beach, you can see this pier.
I mean, you know, it's a natural disaster, you know. Unless it's not. Unless it's man-made, and that's why you're telling people this shit. Because you can control this thing and do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Right here.
And then generate a fake image of this massive hurricane that's like the size of half of the Earth on a fucking globe. To scare them even more. Jesus.
Here behind me, we want to turn around and show you that pier. Because this pier was actually destroyed in back-to-back hurricanes back in '96. Those hurricanes taking the pier down, Bertha and Fran, it was wiped out, rebuilt in 2002. They believe it can withstand Florence, but it's going to be a test here. And up and down the coast tonight, the other major concern, the storm surge, as the hurricane pushes water inland for days here. ABC's Chief National Affairs Correspondent Tom Llamas tonight in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where there is new urgency with this shifting track. Tom leading us off.
We are under a mandatory evacuation.
Tonight, the warning is clear. Get out.
This is not going to be a glancing blow. This is going to be, you know, a Mike Tyson punch to the Carolina coast.
The largest...
A Mike Tyson? You know, got the sun in it.
Hospital in Myrtle Beach racing to evacuate patients, many of them critically ill, loaded into this ambulance bus, some taken as far as Florida.
It's not safe to try to care here. We're trying to get everybody out, and as such, we're shutting the hospital down.
The reason? This monster storm. Our
The fake picture of Earth.
station WTVD with the hurricane hunters.
Alright, here we go, the hurricane hunters. Now, let's compare that last image to actual real life, you know, what you're going to see.
Flying into the eye. Florence's wingspan.
Alright, there you go. There's your fake image of the Earth, a fucking, you know, a ball. Listen, if you people don't believe in flat Earth, I don't know who watches my videos. I've had people tell me they don't think the Earth's flat. That's fine. That's your opinion. At least look into it. At least have two possibilities of what it is you live on to look into and then decide. Instead of just believing the one you were told since you were a child without questioning it.
and 500 miles across. Astronauts needing a
Look at that fake image.
wide-angle lens to capture it from space.
Oh yeah, a wide-angle lens, not a fisheye lens. Yeah, we're not using a fisheye lens.
On satellite, that
On satellite, here it is. Here's the fake hurricane on satellite.
eye
Satellites don't exist.
wall so clearly defined, you can see towering thunderstorms swirling around the clear eye. The clouds
It's not real.
curving outward in what meteorologists call the stadium effect.
I don't care.
Towering thunderstorms
I don't fucking care if you think that's real. That's fine. That could be real. That's not real. That does not look real to me. That is not a real video from a satellite in space taking an image of this. Fuck that shit.
swirling around the
That is ridiculous looking to me.
clear eye. The clouds curving outward in what meteorologists call the stadium effect. Myrtle Beach now directly in the path. An evacuation notice in place. And today, the
Show the fucking Hurricane Hunters video.
beach shut down. The city warning anyone entering the water would be arrested.
What if people listen to you? They say, "I'm gonna write it out here." Are they playing with their life?
I think they are playing with their life. I mean, it's not a thrill.
Remember what, that Shepard Smith on Fox News said that one time? There's a couple clips. If you do not get your children out of here, your babies will die, or some shit like that. They always say some ludicrous shit, scare the fuck out of people.
Ride you want to be on.
Another potential hazard for Myrtle Beach: all of the amusement parks that dot the boardwalk. That's
Oh yeah, let's talk about the amusement parks first, not the fucking power plants and, you know, the sewage and shit that's right in its path.
the water right there. And
We'll mention that after we mention the amusement parks.
look, there's a water park
Can't say that word, amusement parks.
right here, and just across this little bridge, a massive Ferris wheel, a roller coaster, and when that storm surge comes up with the hurricane force winds, all of this could turn into massive projectiles.
Which is why we have cameras here stationed ready to view it, see it, capture it, so we can show it to you on television.
The new track of Florence prompting Georgia's governor to join Virginia and the Carolinas in declaring a state of emergency.
The forecast tells us that Florence's storm surge will drown many homes.
With the changing track, some residents aren't sure what to do. Outside of her Pawleys Island home, Joan Noble shows us how she's surrounded by water.
This does come up really, really fast.
Inside, she shows us an inflatable boat
So I went out and I bought myself a boat for two.
that she says she's ready to escape on if necessary. The 76-year-old has lived through other storms, but there's something about
A fucking raft. You got a raft, an inner tube. Get yourself a fucking real boat, lady. Something that's not made out of rubber or plastic.
Florence that just makes her nervous. And tonight, deciding she will evacuate come morning.
And Tom Yamas joins us live tonight from Myrtle Beach. And Tom, you were telling us officials there have told you they're really concerned about the storm surge coming.
That's right, David. They're worried about a direct hit, the landfall, but as you mentioned, they're
Why does Tom Lamas have two L's on his fucking name? Why do you need two L's there?
worried about the days of rain afterwards. One area of concern just behind me, this massive Ferris wheel. It's called the Sky Wheel. It's 20 stories high. They've removed all the gondolas. Now, it can withstand hurricane force winds, but officials are worried
Who the fuck cares about a Ferris wheel, dude? Shut the fuck up.
about that record storm surge, the power of that storm surge, and here's why. David, we're just steps from the Atlantic Ocean. Hurricane Florence predicted to come right through here.
Right where I'm at. And we'll be here live. I'll be in a stupid suit holding onto a pole blown away. Just for you guys at home. Fucking dipshit.
David?
And pounding us
David.
for several days. Tom Yamas leading us
Pounding you in your stupid shirt.
off tonight. Tom, thank you. There's also real concern tonight over a nuclear power plant and several reactors right here in the region and in the historic
Yeah, you're going to get to that. When are you going to get to that? But can you first talk more about the Ferris wheel that we might lose the Ferris wheel or whatever the fuck you're saying?
city of Charleston. They're now using loudspeakers tonight on fire trucks to warn people to get out with this new track. ABC's Steve Osunsami is there for us.
The panic is for real. Authorities tonight say they'll need to watch this nuclear power plant in North Carolina and 15 other reactors in 3 states, worried they could flood.
Seriously? Like, look at that. Like, but the hurricane wasn't going anywhere near it, and all of a sudden it's gone right for it.
This hurricane is bringing some rain and water that we have not seen before in hurricanes.
What the fuck does that mean? That it's not a natural disaster, it's man-made? You're gonna die?
At Fort Bragg, they're
Okay.
filling sandbags. They're moving helicopters out of the water's way.
Please
fire
Like, I'm laughing at what I want to say before I say it. Get the fuck out of here. You're gonna die.
trucks with loudspeakers are rolling through neighborhoods near Charleston that they worry could be flooded for days. We heard a story over and over again today. Families like the Lees, who had decided to stay, are suddenly leaving town. As of this morning when it turned...
But first, we want to explain that to the people on TV. You know, we were going to stay, and then we decided to leave, but first we decided to talk to a camera crew, have them come over to our driveway and interview for the news.
We thought it might be good just with two young kids to go ahead and make the trip out.
Ben Pogue and his wife Nina are now leaving too. He's a former local
College of William and Mary.
Meteorologist, seen here.
Gotta look for the signs, people. There's going to be some fucking, you know, hoax codes in this shit. Something.
Working Hurricane Dennis.
A major player in this storm is going to be the rainfall.
During the last two hurricanes, they stayed and watched the...
What is, like, the next hurricane going to be called, like, William or Mary? I don't know. I'm just saying.
Water get up to these steps. Tonight, they're leaving for Jacksonville, worried the water gets in the house.
I'm 6'3", and I'm here. I'm looking right in our first floor.
Even in the highest point in the neighborhood this time, there's a possibility all those cars would flood.
Duke Energy says 3 million customers could be out of power for weeks. The cavalry of power line workers is already on the way.
And Steve Osunsami doing this live tonight from Charleston. And Steve, I can tell you the winds are picking up right here in North Carolina tonight. And we see behind you there's some promising signs.
I'm just looking at the numbers.
And people are taking this very seriously where you are as well.
That's right, Dick.
I mean, what the fuck we got here? We got a 6 over here. We got 2 upside down 6s here. I mean,
This is the historic district, all boarded up and sandbagged already. Because Charleston is low, flat.
Like, they're not picking this shot, like, at random. It's for a reason. Decode this shit. There's people that can see shit that I don't see.
And slope towards the ocean. It only takes a couple inches of rain in a short amount of time to flood these streets. Authorities are warning that when the floodwaters reach 6 inches high, that's enough to knock a person over, and a foot high can sweep your car away. David?
Steve Osunsami with us tonight as well. Steve, thank you. I traveled here to North Carolina with Chief Meteorologist Ginger Zee. She's not far from our location here in Wilmington, North Carolina. And Ginger, you and I were...
These assholes still never showed the Hurricane Hunters footage that I wanted them to show, which is why I made this fucking video. Because their video is real video opposed to the ISS satellite bullshit video.
Talking all afternoon. It's not necessarily just the land...
I mean, I don't really want to talk about this stupid hurricane much longer. Oh.
All right, Ginger, our thanks to you as well tonight. We're feeling the first effects of this. The real outer bands, the wind already arriving as we're on the air tonight. We're going to see real...
Yeah, hurricane's coming, dipshit.
...effects tomorrow morning, first thing. The hurricane hunters were up in the air late today. It was their final trip of the day. And I spoke with the team as they were flying around the periphery of Hurricane Florence. I spoke with Jack Parrish. He's the flight director of the NOAA Hurricane Hunters just moments ago.
Just show the footage.
Thanks for joining us. You and I have talked before during these hurricanes. I know this is the final flight of the day. And what are you seeing right now?
Something real that my eyes would see if I were to be in a plane looking at it. Not something from a satellite.
We are flying north of Hurricane Florence right now. Our job today is to get any kind of clues about where the storm is going, the fine-tuning just before landfall.
I mean, I don't know what that is. That looks more real than the satellite.
One alarming thing is that I don't see a lot disrupting it.
I know you talked about looking for any signs of shear, which potentially could be good news for those of us waiting for this impending storm.
See, I have this, like, weird feeling that hurricanes aren't what they say they are. Like, I don't believe that this is what they look like. So, like, this is why I'm looking at this and interested.
Are there any signs of that?
David, to be honest...
Because every time I've been shown a hurricane, it's been from a fucking satellite, which is bullshit. So, they're showing you something that, I don't know.
With you, I'm not particularly hopeful that we'll find something to knock a little bit of the strength out of Florence.
We're flying in the middle of a hurricane right now, and our plane is still fine. But, you know, everyone on land worry.
Jack, what do you see as far as the size and scope of this hurricane?
Well, right now, it has managed to keep a very strong core.
Right now, we're going to go back to that fake shot.
We've seen dry air intrusions both yesterday and
they're just programming you.
Today. that should be weakening the storm. However, this storm creates its own environment. The area of the highest winds will spread out.
Yeah, this looks more real, you know, but it still doesn't. It's still weird. Like, that looks more like a cloud than the satellite video. Yeah.
Like Sandy, so this is not good.
I mean, how come they don't have a video of the hurricane spinning with lightning going off in it like the satellite does? Like, I don't get it.
Any good news no matter what we find up here.
Do you see something more from 200,000 feet up opposed to 30,000 feet that's different? I don't. It makes it faster somehow?
You know, generally when we see a hurricane,
since you're in space in the ISS, it just looks faster.
Hurricane that's this wide, it doesn't always mean it's necessarily
fake.
Strong because
see how they're showing you like maybe possibly a real picture, then a fake picture, real picture, then a fake picture.
It's not as
fucking programming these people.
Concentrated, but in this case,
this is main fucking news at 6:30. This is the evening news on ABC. Same thing on NBC, doing the same shit. CNN.
The width of this storm is actually going to be very dangerous because it's going to hover right offshore for many, many hours.
Yesterday we have a stalling situation, and of course we remember what happened in the storm.
So what do we got here? A plane flying around a circle in the eye of the storm, I guess. So this guy's just going to keep flying in the eye of the hurricane. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't think hurricanes look like what they're showing them to look like on TV.
Off of Houston last year.
Well, Jeff, we want you and the team to stay safe up there, and I'll give you the last word here for Americans watching this back down here with us. What's your word of warning for them tonight?
David, I just would like to tell them to listen to what their emergency manager and the Hurricane Center have to say, and that please everyone out there be as safe as you can.
All right, Jack Parrish, our thanks to you and your crew up in the air tonight. And with just hours until the first tropical force winds actually reach the coast, there is little time left for people in the low-lying areas to get out of harm's way.
That's it. I don't really want to talk about this anymore.
Tomorrow morning,
I just wanted to see that video.
$1 billion, money that stores and restaurants will be losing as they're forced to close up shop. Some of those who have evacuated have ended up at shelters across North Carolina. Grandparents Will Yates and Donna Brown tell Victor Okendo beds are filling up fast.
How you guys feel?
Look, America, we're helping the black people. No, you're not. You're not helping anyone.
Joining forces with
fucking fakers. All right, you're talking about the president. I'm done. I'm out.